Let's get right into it. Number one, try different positions, and the ones I really liked were side lying and the one that is called a football position. A football position is basically you hold the baby's head and their legs are going behind you that way while you have their head near your breast like that. This really helps relieve any backache because you don't have to like hunch. And also, if you have the breastfeeding pillow, you just rest them right on it. And it makes it really easy because you don't have to conform how your breast has to move or how it actually regularly, naturally lays. So it really helps in that way, and it makes it easy for the baby to latch. The next one I would recommend is the side lying position. Basically, all you do is you lay on your side, comfortably have a pillow between your shoulder and your neck so that your neck is comfortable and supported, and you bring your baby closest to you on the breast that is laying on the bed. You comfortably just latch them that way. This is nice because one, again, you don't have to conform the shape of your boob or hold it or whatever because it's already on the bed. It's like laying on the bed, and all the baby has to do is just come close to it. It'll latch on that way. Those are the two best ones for one, back relief, which is a major one, and one that you're just comfortable and you don't have to think about anything. Because with the sideline one, you have one for your arm, so you could read a book on your phone or stream a video, whichever you want to do. But yeah, those are the two ones I would highly recommend. The areola. So for each woman, it's obviously completely different, the size of the areola compared to the actual nipple. So for those that have more pigmentation, the areola can actually be very big. Usually what people recommend is that you cannot see the areola when the baby is latched to you. However, women that have bigger breasts, their areola may be bigger, and that makes it kind of confusing comparing it to those that have lighter skin that have smaller areola. So one thing I would recommend is don't worry too much about getting all of the areola into the baby's mouth. As long as they get the whole nipple itself in the mouth, that's basically all that matters. Because I was in the beginning very fixated on this, and I was like, dude, like the whole thing isn't going in the mouth, and I was really concerned about that. But again, each woman's breast and areola and the nipple size and all those things are completely different, so I just want to reassure you that you're doing fine. But that is something to keep in mind so you're not stressing over the fact that the whole thing isn't going in your baby's mouth. So yeah, that one's a really nice stress relief type of point that would have helped me out and not made me so stressed. Also, in the beginning, when you are breastfeeding, your breasts are going to be very much engorged, and this basically means that they're full of milk, and because of that, the shape of your nipple might actually not be like the pointy type, and it might just be literally flat or rounded, and it makes it really hard for the baby to latch. So one thing that really helps was to actually hold the nipple and then place it into the baby's mouth. Even if the shape itself wasn't like pointy like that, as long as it gets in the mouth and you actually like physically squeeze it and hold it and like flip it into the baby's mouth, that really helps, even though it's not naturally in that shape. And another thing that really helps is a nipple shield, because it already has that shape, and when the baby latches onto the nipple shield, it'll form into the shape how it usually would be if it was pointy. So those things really help in the beginning, and moving throughout if it's really hard for your nipples to stay in that shape. And I understand this time is very confusing and honestly very stressful, and I completely get it, and that's why I'm letting you know you're doing amazing. You are providing your baby with the nutrition it needs. With time, you and your baby will get a better understanding of how to latch, how to get that skill acquired. By watching this video, you are doing exactly that. You are a great mom. You're doing amazing. You got this. The next tip I learned in the hospital was if you're in a sitting position and you want to elevate your breast, you basically get any old tea towel, you fold it up, and then you roll it into a roll like this, and you place it under your breast, and it elevates it, and it actually stays in place because it's sandwiched between your breast and your chest, and that just elevates it a little bit, so it makes it easier for you to have your baby latch onto your breast. Okay, and the last one is just basically a precursor or a sign to know that your latch is not correct. If you're at the point where if your toes are curling in pain, that is not a good latch. Do not think that you can continue to endure this pain thinking your baby is getting the milk and the nutrition. Just nursing and breastfeeding is not actually painful at all. In the beginning phase, when your baby latches, it is a slight sting, but not to the point where it continues in pain. Just undo the latch and try again. I know undoing and redoing latches is so frustrating, but that was not a good latch if you are in that much pain. So that's one thing I wish I knew, because I high-key just tried to endure the pain, but it made my nipples worse and cracked and blistered. It should be more of like a sucking type of suction motion. And what I did before I had my baby was try a breast pump and see how that felt. And it should feel similar to that when your baby latches onto you. So that is a big tip, and that is a sign that the latch is not correct. In the beginning, while your baby and you are getting adjusted to this new skill set of breastfeeding, you most likely will have blistered nipples, cracks, dryness, itchiness, and this is where a nipple cream is going to be your best friend. And I actually talk about the one I loved in this video about the newborn essentials, and it goes over everything you'll need for the newborn phase. And that wraps up my video, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye!